This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
It's been what they call a historic event, but to be really historic, we have to do a great job. And I promise you that I will not let you down. We will do a great job.
It's a seismic earthquake of an election sending shockwaves across the world, through the financial markets and down ballots across the country. Republicans will once again control the White House, Senate, and House of Representatives. The Suncoast, a reflection of the nation tonight as the GOP sweeps local races, with the only exceptions one state house race and one Sarasota tax collector seat. It is the dawn of a new era for the nation. What do results tell us about the directions Americans want us to see the country to go? Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. We'll have much more on the election results coming up, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. The presidential campaign was a historic race with twists and turns and tense moments from beginning to end. The race is over, and Donald Trump will become the 45th president of the United States. Trump claimed victory earlier this morning alongside his family, campaign staff, and supporters. While he has been criticized during the campaign for his demeanor, his tone was gracious.
Now it's time for America to bind the wounds of division. Have to get together. To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
Trump thanked Hillary Clinton for her years of public service and congratulated her on a hard-fought campaign. Hillary Clinton got more votes than Donald Trump, but as the battleground states of Florida, Ohio, and North Carolina went to Trump, it became clear she would not win. Clinton conceded privately to Donald Trump last night, but did not address the nation until this afternoon.
This is painful, and it will be for a long time. But I want you to remember this. Our campaign was never about one person or even one election. It was about the country we love and about building an America that's hopeful, inclusive, and big-hearted.
President Obama spoke shortly after Clinton, and he will meet Trump at the White House tomorrow. He went on to say Americans are rooting for Trump's success. Here on the Suncoast, we have been speaking with voters about the election. Many say that they are looking to Trump to create new jobs. At a career source job fair today in Sarasota, there were mixed reactions to Trump's win.
Let's look at his own perspective on jobs, okay? He screws over the small guy to make a profit with his businesses.
With the right oversight and the right direction, he's going to do well. I think that the economy will stabilize and the markets will follow suit as well, and there'll be a lot more jobs opening up for veterans.
As for the folks at the job fair, the director of the event tells us several veterans received offers today, as well as follow-up interviews. Floridians will also see some major changes coming to the state constitution, including legalization of medical marijuana. Florida is now among 28 states to legalize marijuana for medical use. A similar amendment fell 2 points short of passing in 2014. This time it came away with 71% support. Another controversial measure, Amendment 1, failed with only 51% support. Opponents say it would have limited solar competition and growth in Florida. Supporters argued that it protects non-solar users from subsidies. Now to Venice, where voters approved millions of dollars to fund projects in the city. Voters approved $34 million in bonds, $16 million for a new police station, and $18 million for roadway upgrades. Public officials say that they were anxiously waiting the results of the vote from last night.
20 years for the road bond and 30 years for the police public safety facility, and that's predicated on the projected life of those elements.
Yeah, you never really know what the voters' preference is going to be. That's why we send it out to the public so we can see if the voters want to move forward with the project.
Road construction could start as soon as May of next year. Venice voters also re-elected incumbent Mayor John Hollick last night. Sarasota County may finally be getting into the food truck craze. County commissioners voting this week to relax some of the regulations that once limited area food trucks. Prior to the vote, food trucks were only allowed after getting a permit for a specific location, but the new ordinance will allow them to go to any location as long as it's zoned for food trucks.
Because now we have a wider variety of places that we can go. We can start serving more people, and not just at markets. Markets are amazing, don't get me wrong, but now we can go to office buildings and take care of them too.
Food trucks are also now allowed to set up on private property as long as they are not within 150 feet of a residence. If you are still struggling to recover from Hurricane Hermine, there are new ways to get some help. A FEMA State Disaster Recovery Center will open at GT Bray Park in Manatee County tomorrow. Representatives from FEMA and the Small Business Administration will be at the center to give property owners information on the types of assistance available and give updates on current applications. The center will be open this Thursday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Bob, that really shows that there are still people out there struggling to recover from that hurricane.
Yes, and in fact, Alan, we're looking at a system possibly developing in about a week and a half from now down in the Caribbean. So it's not quite over yet. We still have until the end of this month that the official end of the hurricane season occurs, but there have been storms that have occurred in December just recently, a few years ago. Now, for us, we have a storm system that is moving through parts of the Suncoast right now. It's associated with a cold front which will cool us down a little bit. Right now, bringing some showers, light showers, really some sprinkles near Venice earlier, and then up near Bradenton, Anna Maria Island, Longboat Key. They have all had a brief shower here or there. Now we're getting some rainfall near I-75, stretching all the way down to Fruitville, and also near Inglewood, a few spotty showers. Currently, we have a few clouds around 74, and the dew point is at 63. A few showers this evening, and morning clouds tomorrow, and then clearing, and then the cooler weather starts to move in, especially tomorrow night as we move on through time. As far as the overall satellite imagery goes, quite a bit of clouds around associated with the subtropical jet stream, which is ripping through Mexico and into the western Gulf of Mexico. Some high variety of clouds there. So even though the front may clear, we'll still see some of those clouds around as a result of that little bit of moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And as the dry air has moved out, the dry air will return. Right now it's kind of bottled up over parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma, but that will eventually sweep our way. Making for a great weekend. We'll let you know about the weekend and the temperatures anticipated for our area. Big events taking place. Obviously, we have Veterans Day on Friday and a couple of huge events going on around town. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Bob. And still to come, and there's been a historic election despite the polls favoring Clinton. Donald Trump has won his first bid for political office. How did it happen? And how is the nation reacting? That story when we come back.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
On horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
When Election Day dawned, almost all the pollsters, analytic nerds, and political insiders in the country had Hillary Clinton waltzing into the White House. So much for the polls and those fancy computer models. Donald Trump didn't just win the majority of states. It was a huge victory. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez shows us in part how it happened.
This is not the kind of history the pundits and polls predicted would be made in this presidential race. From the primaries up until Election Day.
If he wins every single one of our toss-up states, he is still short of the 270 that he needs.
Most called the Donald Trump presidency nearly impossible, though the billionaire businessman received fewer overall votes than John McCain and Mitt Romney in their losses to President Obama. Trump cleared the electoral threshold by claiming must-win battleground states, including North Carolina and Florida, turning some traditionally Democratic states and banking crucial wins in the industrial Midwest. His biggest group of supporters, white voters without a college degree. And while Hillary Clinton carried non-white voters as expected, the Democratic turnout fell short, helping to fuel Trump's victory.
There was about 3 to 4 million Democrats that did not show up and vote yesterday in the course of this election. This election will have the lowest turnout, percentage-wise, in 20 years.
Pollsters now looking at how they got it so wrong. And while there's no clear answer, some point to the possibility of an unexpected change of heart by some Clinton supporters following the FBI announcing it was again looking into her emails. Others say there may have been some Trump supporters too embarrassed to admit to pollsters which candidate they were supporting. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
When we return, we'll break down not just Trump's victory, but victories by Republicans across our community, and we will speak with Trump's Florida campaign co-chair.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
The official salon of ABC7.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it cost me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Welcome back. Despite what the polls said leading up to this election, there's only one set of numbers that matter, and that is the Electoral College. Donald Trump went well past the 270 needed to win. He will now become our 45th president of the United States. He is the first never to serve in political office before or in the military prior to his election. Trump is also the oldest president we have ever elected at age 70 years old. What is he doing in terms of bringing as an outsider perspective that has rallied against the Washington establishment and his years of business experience that made him a billionaire? Joining us for more on the Republican wave that swept our presidential, state, and local elections is Zach Anderson, the politics editor for the Sarasota Herald Tribune, Kevin Griffith, the vice chair of the Sarasota County Democratic Party, and Joe Gruters, I'm going to take a breath now, who decisively won his race for Florida House District 73 last night. He also served as co-chairperson for Donald Trump's Florida campaign. In addition, he is the chairman of the Republican Party of Sarasota and the vice chair of the state Republican Party, and by the way, on the board of trustees for FSU, which I see you're wearing their colors. Well, congratulations, young man.
It was an absolute terrific night for Republicans in Sarasota County. I mean, I did not expect the turnout the way it ended, with a 26,000 vote margin at the top of the ticket. And what it really has shown over the last 8 years, from 2008, we started at 211 votes, 2012 moved to 15,000 votes. The last night, 26,000 vote margin. Sarasota is becoming a more of a solid red community, and it's shown by all the down ticket races where we've really absolutely annihilated our Democrat opponents.
So Democratic opponents. Kevin, what went wrong?
Turnout, as Joe said, and frankly, turnout in the south part of the county. I will note, though, that the Republican Party of Sarasota put out a slate card where on the amendments they said no to all the amendments. Yet, if you recall, the medical marijuana amendment passed with 70%. The amendment for the tax exemption for police and firefighter who are injured on the job passed with 80%, and yet the Republican Party, I don't know why, maybe Joe can explain why, opposed that, as well as senior citizens. So on the issues, it's a little frustrating, frankly, for the Democrats, because I think on the issues they feel like they were there, but the voters weren't.
Zach, is this a function of the Republican Party, local Republicans doing everything right and the Democrats doing everything wrong, or is this a matter of something that was a wave that really swept the nation and has nothing to do with how good the local parties were?
On the local level, I think a lot of it had to do with, Trump has a lot of appeal locally. He did very well amongst white voters. This is an extremely not diverse region. It's an extremely white region. He did very well in Southwest Florida in more conservative areas with older voters. So I think this area was particularly good for Trump, but he did good in Florida as well. He beat Obama's margin of victory in 2012. So I think a lot of it was Trump. I think the local Democrats, they had some candidates who kind of flamed out or didn't really raise enough money, so there's some blame there as well.
We've been talking for months about the vaunted ground game, and we kept talking, forever about how well organized the Clinton campaign, how high-tech they were, they had their databases and models, and how problematic or lacking the Trump ground campaign was. Does this even matter?
Well, at the end of the day, the Republican Party of Sarasota and our combined efforts with the parties, we had 5 headquarters opened in Sarasota County. I have no idea what the Democrats had, but we were ready. We had phone calls being made, doors being walked on, and really all campaigns, the Rubio campaign and the Trump campaign were separated a little bit at the beginning, but ultimately what happened was they coordinated their efforts. They were making calls on behalf of the entire ticket. And what happens is what the party's role is, what the Republican Party, there's no question that Donald Trump deserves. This is a movement. He deserves all the credit. He's almost like a one-man campaigning machine that was able to lead that. But the Republican Party of Sarasota did a great job at turning out the vote, and that's what our jobs is to get out the vote and get our voters to turn out.
I mean, does a ground game matter?
I think that Trump really raised some serious questions about that. I mean, there is no question that Trump's ground game was not as strong as Clinton's. Clinton had a more of a paid staff. She had way more offices, but Trump had the enthusiasm, and enthusiasm does matter. You know, people were energetic to come out. You go to these rallies, and his rallies were boisterous affairs, and so I think that really benefited him, and his command of the media really benefited him.
Kevin, you know, in the last couple of weeks, the gut punch in terms of the FBI letter to Congress, did that take a lot of the air out of the balloon, or do you think this would have happened anyway?
I think it hurt her. It hurt her. In Sarasota County, Hillary Clinton performed 4 points less than Obama did in 2012. Some Democrats didn't turn out. But I will have to say, it's the south part of the county, and it was Republicans who came out, or people who affiliated with the Republicans, and they voted down ticket, as Joe had mentioned. And it's frustrating for us because we had a machine. We knocked on doors.
Right.
We made 30,000 calls in 7 days.
And quickly, you thought that Sarasota Republicans were more moderate in nature and would turn away from Donald Trump.
The hospital board race is the one that surprised me because we put money in. We went to Northport and said, hey, Northport, you want a hospital? These 5 candidates want a hospital. The Republicans don't, and they only outperformed Hillary by 2 or 3 points.
All right, let's just take a pause there, and we'll have much more with our roundtable coming up. But first, we'll have a check with our full weather forecast.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called 3-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dotoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Our discussion of the 2016 election continues in just a moment, but right now let's get a check on our weather from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Well, a beautiful start this morning as Ann Palmer sent this particular picture in. She said, as the prognosticators and pundits said, the sun will come up, and it certainly did this morning. And this evening, it set, and you can see Patrick sending this one in from the Gulf Gate Estates. Beautiful. Some clouds around, though, as a result of a frontal system, which is bringing us some light rainfall across the area right now. The rain not all that intense, and that's a result of the weak cold front in nature. We're going to see some cooler temperatures move in, too, especially tomorrow night. You can see some of that rainfall now moving from the west to the east, basically, but there's a subtle drop to the south, too, indicating that the front will eventually move through. during the overnight hours, bringing with it slightly cooler and drier air settling in, especially tomorrow afternoon. We'll start to see those skies clear a little bit. You can see that light rain along I-75 into central Sarasota County, also into southeast Manatee County, and some showers up near Pinellas. The rain stretching out into the Gulf of Mexico, but it is all light in nature. So once again, a few brief showers are possible through this evening and into the early morning hours, but not much accumulation anticipated, and the humidity now at 68%. As far as rainfall goes, no rain to report at the Sarasota-Bradian Airport, no measurable rain. There was a trace there earlier. And temperatures around the state, temperatures dropping behind the front, already in the 60s in Tallahassee at 63 now in Jacksonville, and temperatures 77 in Key West, 75 in Miami. Around town, mid-70s right near the coast with that west wind, the northwest wind. A little bit cooler inland, Lake Placid at 68, Arcadia 73, the same in Punta Gorda, and the Gulf of Mexico temperature now at 75 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast looks like this. We'll start off in the low 60s and then warm up right around average. Average high at 80 degrees, will be a degree or two above that. And then temperatures will be much cooler to start things off on Friday. We're expecting lows down in the mid-50s to start things off on Friday morning. And you can see from the satellite and radar review, the area of low pressure continues to spin across the northeast and out into the Atlantic, and then the attendant cold front trailing behind it all the way down into the Gulf of Mexico. Look at all the clear skies from Kansas to Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma tonight. That's a result of high pressure that's building in behind it, and that's going to sink right into our region beginning on Thursday late and continue to stay with us through the weekend. So the weekend looking really good. We got lots of activities going on with the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Contest. The Masters, by the way, the Masters Sand Sculpting Contest will be taking place on Siesta Key. On top of that, in Venice, we have the big Chalk Festival taking place as well this weekend, and Veterans Day Parade on Friday. So all looks to be pretty good weather-wise as the front continues to push to the southeast and high pressure builds in behind it across most of the southeastern states. We'll see fair skies, and it will stick around, as I mentioned, through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then a reinforcing cold front will move down beginning early next week. So temperatures will stay close to seasonal averages all the way through next week, maybe even a little bit below average. Temperatures right now starting to drop in places like Detroit and Toronto in the 40s and 30s there. 51 in Kansas City, but warm out west. Denver now at 58 degrees and 83 into Phoenix. The boating forecast, winds will be out of the basic northeast at around 15 knots, but they'll subside somewhat in the afternoon, 5 to 10 knots. Seas running right around 2 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now cooling down, 75. Beaches will see a high of 79. Tides upcoming, high tide at 8:45 and then a low tide at 3:26. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few showers, 62 for a low. And then tomorrow, look for a few morning clouds around, then back to some sunshine in the afternoon, a high of 81. The extended forecast calls for cooler weather, but nice, pleasant, low temperatures all the way through next week. Alan will be right back after this.
On horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Welcome back. The 2016 election has gone to the Republicans across the nation and here on the Suncoast. Joining us tonight on our roundtable is Zach Anderson, politics editor for the Sarasota Herald Tribune, Kevin Griffith, vice chair of the Sarasota County Democratic Party, and Joe Gruters, who won Florida's House District 73 seat. He also served as co-chair of Trump's Florida campaign and is also the chair of the Republican Party of Sarasota County. Kevin and Joe, I'm going to be asking you both tough questions, but Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Where do Sarasota Democrats go from here?
It's not a tough question. I know the answer. Nonpartisan races, first of all. We tend to succeed in nonpartisan races, and if you look at the city of Sarasota, we have all 5 Democrats there. If you look at school board races, we tend to be successful there. Those are nonpartisan races. The other cities, Northport and Venice, we're going to start to play, and judge races.
But it doesn't seem that Democrats right now have an ability to win anything county-wide.
Well, Barbara Ford Coates actually got more votes than Donald Trump, so I don't see that as actually true. But you make a good point. The Democrats to win are going to have to go talk to Republicans and nonpartisan affiliated voters about issues. And on issues like traffic and overdevelopment in the environment, as well as medical marijuana and some of these other issues, that's the frustrating part. The Democrats were with the voters on some of these issues, and the Republicans weren't, but it didn't translate into victories.
Right now, people are not looking past R or D.
Correct, and it's a burden on the Democrats, but we're not giving up. We're here, and it's about ideas, and we're going to continue to fight.
And the problem with focusing on nonpartisan races, though, is why not make them partisan? You know, because what they're doing is they're hiding, trying to trick people to pretend like there's no R or D. But at the end of the day, people join a party because they believe in the core principles of that party. So to be able to go out there and say that I'm going to go help candidates, specifically nonpartisan races, is unfortunate. And I will continue to do my best to try to keep parties out of nonpartisan races.
There is no such thing as nonpartisan races anymore. I don't care if it is a city council, commission, or school board or whatever. I think people basically know who they are.
As long as we have the attitude like that, we won't have nonpartisan races. But
it is the reality.
I have extended the truce twice to the last 2 chairmen. They've rejected him. So we'll continue to beat those Democrats in nonpartisan races as well.
Joe mentioned some tough numbers for Democrats earlier. Obama lost Sarasota County by 211 votes. Romney lost it by about 15,000 votes. Trump lost it by nearly 30,000 votes. So they're going in the wrong direction. Democrats face a really tough chance right now of winning anything countywide. Their best hope is at the city level. That's really where they can kind of take heart that they have the whole Sarasota City Commission and some other city commission seats. But you have to wonder, they raised a bunch of money. They put up a slate at the lower levels. I think there was some national forces that were working against them, but it was really a bit of a dispiriting year for them.
Do you see any possibility in the near future of that turning around?
I really don't. I mean, the best opportunities that they had were back when there were Democratic wave years in 2006 and 2008, and they rode those, and people like Keith Fitzgerald got elected. I don't see in this area with the demographics and the way the partisan breakdown is that unless they have a pretty good push at the national level in a presidential year or a really good candidate, which Edward James seemed to be from the start, but then obviously he had some things that came out that kind of sidetracked his campaign. So I think that those are the only 2 opportunities they really have to win something like that.
2 points. Even if that did not happen, I don't know if Ed James
the numbers probably weren't there for him either way.
You mentioned 2008. All right, here's the question for you, Joe.
Okay.
Republicans are in the exact same position that the Democrats were in 2008 when President Obama was elected and there was a Democratic Congress. So what would you like Democrats to do right now in Washington? Either your choices are, as Mitch McConnell, the Republican Senate leader, said, the single most important thing we want to achieve is for President Obama to be a one-term president. Or what Hillary Clinton said today, Donald Trump is going to be our president, and we owe him an open mind and the chance to lead.
And I know that was Hillary Clinton who said that,
Right.
and that was a very gracious concession speech. And I will tell you that our country is obviously divided. You could tell that from the results yesterday. And I think as a country, and I think what you could expect from Donald Trump, and I think very early on in his administration, even the first 100 days, what you'll see him do is reach out to Democrats. Here's a guy who wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. I think what he's going to do is he's going to be a results-driven president, and he's going to bring people to the table, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, to work on some of the country's problems. And I don't think he cares who takes credit, but he wants to move our country forward. And that's something Obama didn't do, though. He didn't bring Republicans to the table. He strictly wanted to do, he said, Obama's words were elections have consequences, this is what we're going to do. That's not what Trump says. Trump wants to bring people together, negotiate the best deal for the country, and move us forward. So that's why I think Donald Trump is going to be an inspirational type president. I think he'll be the best president we've ever had.
The question is, what do you think and hope the Democrats' response should be? Should it be what Mitch McConnell said, the single most important thing we want to achieve is President Trump be a one-term president, or do you want them to do what Hillary Clinton said today, have an open mind and a chance to lead?
Hillary Clinton said the right thing. What Mitch McConnell said, that's why people hate politicians in D.C. That's why Trump resonated with the people. Drain the swamp that is in D.C. These political elitists think that they know everything, and what happens is the average person is the one who gets the least amount of
So you're saying the
success.
Republicans had the wrong goal back in 2008?
I do. I think everybody, but it works both ways. You have to have two sides that want to come to the table. The last president that was really successful, Bill Clinton, he forced the Speaker of the House and the Senate President to come to the White House. He talked to them twice a day, Newt Gingrich will say, and to come up with some of these solutions to some of these issues that they were facing at the time. That's what we need now. We need politicians less concerned about making political points with their base, and we need them to come together to solve some of these issues. And it has to be everybody, and I think that's what Donald Trump will be able to do.
Well, and I think Donald Trump's biggest problem when he goes to Washington isn't going to be the Democrats. It's going to be the other Republicans. I mean, if you look at some of his issues now, he spoke an economic populism that appealed to some Democrats because those issues, admittedly, were Democratic issues. He wants to rebuild infrastructure. Democrats are for that. Typically, Republicans call that, wasteful government spending. We call it an investment, and that was one of his planks. So, I mean, I see Republicans being his bigger problem and not Democrats.
Well, I mean, should the stated goal of Senate and House Democrats in Washington be to make sure that Donald Trump is a one-term president?
Their stated goal should be to do what's best for this country, because that's the message that came from this past election, and that includes ideas. And it's going to start, I got to push back a little bit against what Zach was saying, because the Democrats can win elections in Sarasota, but they have to talk about ideas that resonate with local people.
So, Zach, hold on one second. Zach, what do you think is going to happen?
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot of incentive in our political system right now for compromise. The Democrats and the Republicans are guilty of this. If you compromise, your base thinks that you're weak, and they go after you. You get attacked in primaries. You saw this with Republicans. Even when they stood up to Obama, if they didn't shut down the government, then they were weak, and they got attacked. I mean, and Democrats do the same thing. I think there's going to be a lot of incentive for Democrats to block Trump at every pass, and I think that it's going to be more of the same, unfortunately.
Joe?
I just want to say that when going back and talking about these local races, one of the main reasons why Republicans are so successful is because of the success of the elected officials themselves, which mainly are all Republicans across the board. Barbara Ford Coates was the one exception yesterday. She was a Democrat. She's had a pretty good record of service in the community. That's why she won. Republicans have consistently done a great job. And think about the hospital board, which Kevin mentioned earlier. You're talking about one of the best public hospitals in the entire country, and we wanted to go ahead and gut the governing board. Now, that to me, that seems almost, it's like saying we want to dismantle the Cubs after they won the World Series and get a better team.
I have two quick questions for you, Joe. Number one, to Kevin's point, you know, the other day, John McCain, who's a hero to many people here on the Suncoast, wouldn't even mention Donald Trump's name. Number two, Mitch McConnell was asked today about funding for the wall, and he won't even go there.
Well, the issue with some of these political elitists in D.C. is they still haven't gotten the message. What Donald Trump did yesterday was it was a culmination of the movement that he created, and that he's going to take to D.C. Listen, they're not going to they don't have to work with them if they don't want. Democrats don't have to work with them, but ultimately I think they will, because I think Donald Trump has been given the power by the voters to go up there and to do things that are going to make the tough decisions that are going to get this country back on track.
Are you predicting that Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan will bring bills to build a wall to the floor?
Either they will, or they'll be replaced and somebody else will do it.
Quick question. The world is your oyster. Do you take your seat in the floor of the House, or are you hoping, and Lord knows you put Donald Trump on the map here, is there a place for Joe Gooders in the Trump administration?
Well, you know, I will tell you that my bags are packed for Tallahassee, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to the voters of Manatee and Sarasota for voting for me.
Answer the question.
You never know what life is going to bring. My bags are packed for Tallahassee. I'm going up for the orientation next week, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Let's leave it there from now, but we have more coming up. We have to take a quick break. And when we return, we'll have final thoughts with our guests, plus comments from some of our viewers about the election.
ABC7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not-so-country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Welcome back. It was a night of victories for Republicans across the nation and Florida. How will the Democratic Party change after the loss? How will the Republican Party change under Trump's leadership? Our guests join us now with final thoughts. Zach, what's your takeaway?
You know, I think that a lot of people discounted Donald Trump, and he proved all the critics wrong. I mean, it was really, he upended the politics as we know it. And I think that it was really a remarkable campaign. And I'm not sure that people like me will ever feel comfortable predicting what's going to happen in politics in the future.
You know, Kevin, after 2012, the Republican Party did that autopsy, which I don't know if Trump really kind of read it. But what do you do now?
You know, I don't think we overreact, actually. Sometimes you run really good races and you don't win. I thought Fred Atkins ran a really good race. He didn't win, but we're going to, like I said, bring ideas to the people of Sarasota and listen to them. And we're going to be around. We're going to hold our public officials accountable. I mean, that's why we're here.
Joe, what are you most concerned about?
Well, the Democrats raised a ton of money here locally. They were trying to field a farm team for future races, and what we did is we essentially pushed them right off the cliff in all their efforts.
Well, what
and
are you concerned about now with the new Trump administration?
I'm concerned about maybe the gridlock in D.C. and his ability to get things done. But I think that Donald Trump,
you control both houses of Congress.
The guy that wrote The Art of the Deal, I think is going to go up to D.C. with a new mindset and a mindset to be result-oriented. And I think he'll get things done. And I think he's going to put America back on track. He's going to make America great. And we're going to start winning again on all levels. It's going to be a great 4 years with Donald Trump as our president.
And Joe Gruters will be part of the administration in January or not?
Cross your fingers. Hopefully I make it to Tallahassee. Well, who knows? We'll see.
All right, I want to thank you all for being here. But before we go, we want to share with you what some of you are saying about the results of the election. Donald Trump claimed victory in the speech to supporters earlier this morning. Later in the afternoon, Hillary Clinton spoke to hers, conceding the election to her opponent. Here is what some of you are saying about her speech. William Murphy writes, "Now Mrs. Clinton must get her trial, and anyone who is found to have participated in a cover-up must get a trial as well." Chris Durkin writes, "Classy woman, but Voldemort will never be my president. Everything he stands for is grotesque." And Lori Dysart writes, "First time I have clicked like on one of her speeches. Let's unite, not further divide our country. God bless America." Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. And want to watch past roundtable discussions? They are available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. Thanks to our guests for being here tonight. Zach Anderson is the politics editor for the Herald Tribune. Kevin Griffith is the vice chair of the Sarasota County Democratic Party, and it's his wedding anniversary tonight. Thanks.
Thanks, Layla.
And Joe Gruters is our new representative in the Florida House District 73. He's chairman of the Republican Party of Sarasota County, vice chair of the state Republican Party, and we'll see what happens in the future. And your wife is waiting for you at Capitol Grill, so get out of here. When we return, we'll have a final look at your weather, plus expanding health care access in Sarasota. We'll show you how Sarasota Memorial is helping serve a community in need in our prime time headlines.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in just a moment, but right now let's get a check on the weather from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Well, Alan, keeping a watch on this frontal system, which continues to drift to the south right now. Showers are still around. They're rather weak. They continue to push off to the east. Basically, you can see that line continuing to drop to the south, indicating that, yes, we are going to have a frontal passage overnight, and it will bring in at least some drier and slightly cooler temperatures over the upcoming days. Right now, the latest radar sweep showing some rain around across parts of Pinellas County, also into Inland County near Polk County. You can see a few spotty showers in the central Manatee, one just north of Arcadia. These have been moving in periodically throughout the evening from the west to the east and dropping to the south as far as that line goes. You can still see some rain out there, so we'll keep a chance for a few passing showers in the mix through this evening, and then some clouds still kind of hanging around because we have a very active subtropical jet stream overhead, which is bringing some upper level cloudiness around. Our temperature right now 74, the dew point is 63. The dew point temperature, I should say, is at 63, and winds are out of the northwest. The high today, it was warm, above average, as it has been all week long. 83, 80 is our normal high, and 88 the record set in 1942. No rainfall to report for today. It's been dry, at least at the airport. Some areas getting a few brief showers. I know Venice had some rain, Longboat Key, also Anna Maria has had a few brief showers earlier today. Temperatures starting to cool already in the low 60s over the Panhandle from Pensacola to Jacksonville. Right now in the low to mid 60s there. And for us, a couple areas in the 60s, 68 now at Lake Placid, actually one, and Sarasota now at 74. Same in Bradenton, Cortez, and Northport. Temperatures fairly uniform right near the coast. Well, the outlook tomorrow calls for lows to be in the low 60s to mid 60s near the beaches. We'll warm up to right around 81 degrees. There will be some cloudiness around. Those clouds will start to clear, though, late in the day. And we'll see sunshine to follow throughout the remainder of the day on Friday. Friday looks to be pretty sunny and dry, and looks to be great weather for the Veterans Day Parade and all the other activities taking place. As far as the high pressure ridge goes now, it's located over the central U.S., bringing in clear skies from Kansas all the way over to Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana tonight, and down south into Arkansas. A little bit of moisture around. You can see that steady stream of upper level cloudiness continuing to come in from the west to the east, and that should be with us throughout the day tomorrow. You'll notice on this futurecast it shows that front pushing through and a low pressure area heading out to sea, and all is quiet for the most part over much of the southeast. We'll get a reinforcing shot of some cooler air early next week, so the temperatures are going to stay below average or near it right through the next 7 days, it appears. 51 in Kansas City, 47 in Detroit, Boston at 55. Currently it's 56 in the nation's capital, 60 in Atlanta, and 48 in Albuquerque, 61 in Minot. Now, for tomorrow, a little bit breezy. Winds will be out of the northeast at 15 knots. They'll subside somewhat in the afternoon, coming back down to about 5 to 10 out of the north, and seas will be running right around 2 feet. There'll be a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature, 75. That's soon to cool down into the low 70s by
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Now for your primetime headlines, a federal judge is ruling Florida's Seminole tribe is in a legal battle with the state. The tribe will now be allowed to keep blackjack tables in its casinos. The state wanted the tables removed after the expiration of a deal made 6 years ago allowing them. The state has made nearly $1.7 billion as a result of the deal. The judge ruled the tables can remain in place for the next 14 years. Sarasota Memorial Hospital takes a big step towards opening its new facility in the Newtown community. SMH broke ground today on the new internal medicine practice. It will be built on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way in an area where medical services are needed. The center will offer physical examinations and vaccinations. Those with diabetes, high blood pressure, lupus, and other diseases will also be able to get treatment.
Access to health care, something that is vital to any community. Health care, safety, and its welfare. Without healthy citizens, we don't have a community.
The practice is expected to be open next July with 13% of physicians and supervisors from Sarasota Memorial Physicians. The office will not be a walk-in clinic. Crews are making fast progress on construction of a new hotel in Nokomis. The new Hilton Hotel will have several rooms, and the $12 million project will have 100 rooms. Originally, it was planned to be open this month, but it is now slated to open early next year. Veterans Day is Friday, and Sarasota will be celebrating with a parade. The annual Veterans Day Parade in downtown Sarasota is set to begin this Friday, November 11th, starting at 10 a.m. Our military men and women services, veteran services, organizations, and police officers will be taking part. The parade will be at Main Street and Osprey Avenue. Afterwards, a ceremony will be held at Selby Points Park. The parade and ceremony continues Sarasota's long history of honoring military personnel. And that's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Cohn. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.